Welcome to Cooperative Media's cultural program in Pursuit of Roots. We have already dealt with various aspects of ancient Kerala culture during the last so many episodes. In this episode, Mohan sir is going to give the details of the ancient coins used in Kerala. Sir, what was the medium used for trade in ancient Kerala?
Trade was a simple affair, domestic. Inside Kerala, it was predominantly barter. They used a system called node.
Node is barter.
Node is equivalent to conventional barter.
Goods in exchange of goods.
Goods in exchange of goods. For example, equal quantity of paddy and salt were exchanged. Nellum, uppum, ner kolliro. That is the equal quantities exchanged based on the quantity that is measured. So that is a fixed form. There is a possibility of bargaining also involved in the process. Bargaining. Sometimes, somebody is not willing to pay
that much of amount.
So therefore, there is a slight adjustment. All these transactions and the modalities collectively known as a system of nodei during the Sankham period. That is the early period in the recorded history of Kerala.
During Sankham era, how did the transactions of commodities take place?
Commodities were predominantly transacted on the basis of nodei, and coins were also used to a certain extent.
To a certain extent only?
Only to a certain extent.
Not pervasive use?
Not wide use. Coins minted domestically.
Indigenous coins?
Definitely. Indigenous ones, yeah.
Indigenous coins only they used in those times?
In addition to barter.
In
addition to barter, they've used indigenously made coins and also the Roman coins.
Roman coins. So that period was the period of Roman trade.
Period was the Sankham period, is characterized by Roman trade with Chera, Chola and Pandya lands, collectively called the ancient Tamilagam.
Which were the materials used for making coins?
Indigenous coins were mostly made of silver and copper. They were punch-marked coins. The speciality of these indigenous coins were the punch marking, or rather the motif of bow and arrow for the Cheran. Chera coins contain, all coins look alike, but to distinguish between a Chera and Chola and Pandya coin of the same denomination, it is, if the punch mark is that of a fish, it is Pandya. Fish is Pandya symbol. If it is tiger on the obverse or reverse, it is the Chola coin. Bow and arrow indicates Chera coin. That is how we identify the Chera, Chola and Pandya. We are talking about the first Chera period. The first, 2nd, 3rd, 4th century AD. That is the first Chera period.
Any specialty can we see in Roman coins of that time?
Yes, Roman coins, it was a period of Roman trade, as we said. Romans used mainly gold coins. Roman dinar, golden dinar. Dinarum, we say here, it is dinar. And Roman sesterce. Sesterce was used. That again is gold, very expensive. And drachma, that is Greek. We don't distinguish between Greek and Roman. We all call them Yavana.
Yavana.
Yavanas brought drachmae.
Earlier mentioned.
Yeah, Yavanas.
Mentioned.
So these were the things, and they are gold. These coins were used not for the domestic transactions, only for the foreign trade, and that too exclusively for pepper. Pepper was not based on barter.
These coins were not used for domestic purposes.
Not at all used for domestic
transactions.
purposes. No, not at all for. But there were other purposes for which these drachmae, these sesterces, and dinars were used.
How did our ancestors use these coins?
Okay, they made it to very good use. They melt it.
Oh,
See, because
Gold.
if they want to make ornaments,
oh,
gold mining was not very common here. These coins were completely melted and formed the
turned
basis-
into ornaments.
Turned it into ornaments
Various
by
ornaments.
Kollan goldsmith.
Goldsmith.
They make ornaments, and some of them, as we mentioned in one of the early episodes on ornaments,
Ornaments.
they pierce and then use it as a locket.
Locket.
And kings,
Ah.
the Chera kings had a tendency, or even Pandya kings for that matter, had a tendency of using these gold coins as their own coins. Only thing is that they disfigure or they just deform one side of the Roman coin bearing the bust of Caesar.
Caesar.
Then they fix their own seal or symbol.
Their own face?
Their own face may not be there. Face is not there, but their symbol
Symbols.
or some
Which
letters.
were
or
the
whatever.
symbols?
Like what I said, that is fish.
Fish.
Or
there are various.
bow and arrow, fish and tiger.
Tiger.
Depending on who
Oh.
gets the Roman coin.
Oh.
Pandyan would fix fish.
Oh.
Charan would be bow and arrow. And Cholan would be using tiger. And
Really?
use it as their own coin.
Yeah.
Because they mint their own. The point is, gold coins they never used to mint. They use the Roman coins. But silver and bronze they mint
Oh.
and use as Panchmar coins with the inferior variety.
Ah.
Roman coins were of real superior variety.
During second Chera dynasty
Yeah.
and the following medieval period, any change occurred?
Change in the sense that during the second Chera period, Tamil Brahmi script was used. Tamil Brahmi. That is, by that time, the scripts and all became very legible and print that mint quality became
Minting,
better and they used it. And after that, it was after the second Chera period, means the 9th, 10th and 11th centuries.
From 12th
After that, from 12th century onwards, it was an era of
15th.
Swarupam.
Surubams.
Second Chera empire collapsed and the local chieftains declared independence and formed Swarupam. Several Swarupams were formed. And each Swarupam came up with their own
coins.
So that means a variety, basket full of an assortment of coins, a large assortment of coins, having no resemblance to one another, using different materials. It was real mayhem. But the good thing is that it was universally acceptable within the Tamilagam.
Tamil.
Within Kerala, in particular, within the Kerala part of Tamilagam, it was accepted. Depending on who make it or nothing, but it was accepted based on the value.
Can you make any classification based on the metals used?
Yeah, it was classification is possible only on the basis of metal. Other kinds of classification is very difficult because the time period differs and the king differs and the shape of the Swarupam differs, the jurisdiction differs. So therefore you can only classify on the basis of the metal because it's a very difficult exercise classifying because it is such a variety. But we will have to start with the lowest
metal.
But the cheapest or most reasonable metal.
Iron, of course.
Iron, of course. Iron. There was something called Shalaka.
Iron coins.
Iron coins of those period. You can't specify the period exactly. It continued for a while, and we don't know when exactly they started. But Shalaka was generally called the iron coins. It was made by several kings, Shalaga. It was popularly known as Kambi, Shalaga. Pancha Shalaga is one type of coin. Idai Chalaga. Chalaga is Shalaga. Another type of coin. They're all used. Very low denomination, low cost coins. Because iron is the cheapest metal available.
And what about copper and then alloys of bronze, brass?
Bronze, copper, pulling cash, palanga cash. Cash is something which existed right from medieval times. Possibly cash, the concept cash. And cash, all rhyme. That is finding mention in Chilapathigaram. So even the later period of the olden times and the beginning of the medieval times, that is Chilapathigaram time, 7th, 8th century, Palanga cash certainly existed, because otherwise Chilapathigaram would not have a Palanga cash mentioned. And that was one thing that is made of copper. Panam is not exclusively copper. It can be gold, it can be silver also, but it was copper for a while. Lower denomination was copper actually, Panam. Lower denomination.
Panam was made of
gold and silver also, but copper also was there for a while.
Yeah. Commonly copper was used.
Commonly copper was used for cash and Panam and all that.
Then silver, what about silver coins?
Okay, silver coins, actually a small, very popular small silver coin called Taram. It's star. But it is something like the scale of a fish. Very small.
Not much small.
Very small. Taram was used. Taram was a very popular coin. Everybody would be having some few tarams.
Common people also used this.
Common people also had access to all these things. Kambi, Taram, Panam, cash, all these things common people would be having. None of them were gold, low metals.
Then the most expensive one, gold coins. What have you to say?
Okay, then Roman coins ceased to be the transaction medium by the Middle Ages. So maybe the
stopped by that time.
Most of the Roman coins were either gone into the exchequer because the kings would be hoarding them, or they have become ornaments already. Melted and became ornaments. But as transaction medium, indigenously made coins. Gold coins. Variety of gold coins. Locally made gold coins. But the purity level differs from one coin to other. So it's no guarantee about the quality. But of course, sometimes 60% gold, sometimes 90% purity of gold ensured. It depends, especially for Panam. It is 90% Travancore. Maybe 90% pure, and Cochin can be 60% or vice versa, something like that. That can happen. That coin's names also are so diverse. Karanj is one coin, gold coin of course, but very small gold coin, small quantity of gold used. Kanam, little more bigger quantity, but still common man could afford a kanam. That is how a saying came, kanam vittum onam unnanam. You have to, the last penny, that is last kanam. Even that has to be sold, that is gold.
To celebrate
the festival called Onam, which is so dear to Malayalis. So that is kanam. And then, of course, Panam, as I said, gold Panam also is there, silver Panam is there, gold Panam. A higher denomination of Panam is gold. And Varahan, Gold Varahan is higher.
Has it anything to do with the sovereign?
It's sovereign, almost like that. Yeah.
Like that.
Almost like a sovereign, gold
Now,
sovereign.
people call
Varahan.
Pavan.
Yeah, Pavan, but that's all came later. It's just
Later.
British Pavan and all that, pound.
Pound.
It's almost equivalent to that. Pun.
Pun.
Then they call it Pun Panam and Varahan. Ultimately, it is Acha. Acha is a gold. Ana Acha. Araga Acha. These are all different varieties of gold coins, solid gold coins.
Any
Used in
special
the Middle
symbol?
Ages, Arab, Chinese traders used it. Acha.
With a variety of symbols also.
Variety of symbols and variety of inscriptions. Acha. Very expensive gold coins.
Can you give a brief explanation about the denomination of these coins?
Some coins were only single piece coins, but there are coins which are having lower denomination, higher denomination. That is Pagam. That is Kale Arakal.
Oh,
That is 12% of a coin. That is Kale Arakal. Then comes Kal. That is
Half.
quarter. No, that's quarter.
Quarter.
Quarter of the value of a coin is Kal.
Oh, God.
Then Ara. That's the half. In between Kale and Ara, Kale Arakal. That is another thing. And then one full coin. So Arakal, Kal, Kale Arakal, Ara, all this.
All this.
That is the denominations. Every coin did not have all the denominations. Some coins have the denomination. Then comes 2, 3, 4. 1 chakram, 2 chakram, 1 cash, 2 cash. That's something like that.
What about the continuity of these coins till which period?
These coins continued for a while into the French, Dutch, Portuguese, British colonialism. Because none of the colonial masters controlled the whole of Kerala in toto. So British coins used, British rupee used,
Rupee also
or
came.
Dutch coins used. But at the same time, most of the local transactions, the local things involved the use of indigenous coins, which continued from the medieval times into the colonial and modern time. Yeah, they all continued. Most of them continued, but some remained very popular. Something like Panam, cash, etc. remained popular. And in Travancore, that is Ananda Varahan was very used, very much popular. Kochi, there was a gold coin called Puttan. Again, Cochin Puttan. Again, very popular in Cochin.
What about the coins of colonial people?
Colonial masters brought coins from various parts of the world, the later colonial period. There was Spanish and Venetian and all coins, Moorish coins came. Ducat, it is something Spanish, Moorish coin. It's all different names for the coins brought from outside, but it was not widely used here. Widely used were the ones minted right here.
Minted here?
Yeah, certainly. And then of course, the silver coins minted and copper coins minted by the British were widely used by 18th, 19th and early 20th century, widely used, along with the coins of the local Maharaja, Travancore, Marthanda Varma, Kochi, King of Cochin, etc.
What about Malabar?
British rule. Malabar was British. So they were using British.
Yeah, they were using British.
But these local coins had applications elsewhere also in a limited scale. Different princely states used different coins at that time. Correct?
Now, our Mohan sir has given us precious details about the ancient coins used by our ancestors. Thank you, sir, for this valuable
Very much
information. Thank you very much.